Hey, hello. Welcome back to my Albion Online journey. Starting off, like we left off with about 507 item power and like between 22,000 and 23,000 silver. So I created a loadout, and this is going to help me rebuy my gear quickly when I die, because I will die a lot in the yellow and red zones, and it's okay because that's good for these kinds of games. It's important. When you die, some items are trash. Also, it helps me identify what is the most expensive piece of gear that I am using, and this helps me kind of identify what I may want to craft. In this case, it is my mount. I don't know how to craft a mount, but I know how to craft a sword, which is number 2 on my list. What I need to craft each one of these tier 4 swords is 16 steel bars and 8 worked leathers. Now here's the kicker. I actually can't craft tier 4 swords right now. I can only craft tier 3, so I need to go get a bunch of stuff to go craft me some tier 3 swords, and a bunch of stuff to go craft some tier 4 swords and go from there. You're probably wondering why I even want to go through the trouble of crafting my own stuff. Well, here's why. Because eventually I want to wear a full set of armor I crafted from scratch. But you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was my ability to craft anything above tier 3. But you know, we're in the big city where the big dogs eat, so we need to step it up. And nothing really says self-sufficient like making my own boots, armor, or broadsword. I get that selling raw resources can be more profitable than crafting. I refuse to let common sense get in the way of my dreams, and plus I've never really been that good at math. The good news is, however, the more I craft, the cheaper it gets. The more I gather, the faster I get at it. It's a win-win. Assuming I have enough Netflix to watch while I'm doing it. Now, here's the cool thing about Albion Online. See, items are trash from the game when somebody dies. So I plan on never running from fights. And when I can, just taking them all in the red and black zone, right? Because it's good for the economy. It keeps it moving. It's like a medieval stock market with full loot PvP. Before I can craft my tier 4 broadsword, like I said, I have to craft a bunch of tier 3 swords first, because nothing says progress like making a mountain of swords I'll never use. However, gathering in Albion is peaceful, relaxing, and most importantly, it's kinda safe in the blue and yellow zones. Blue, completely safe. Yellow, well, you're safe. Somebody can come up and down you just for no reason. But that's okay, because, like I said, the more I gather, the faster I get at gathering. And eventually, I'm gonna be a resource hoarding machine. And I know that I need ore and hide, but I am actually gonna get some fiber because free money. And also I need silver to refine and to craft. So let's get to it. I began my journey around the 5 cities that this would actually end up being. I had to look at the map and see which city had the refining bonus for hide and the refining bonus for ore, which happened to be Martlock and Thetford respectively. Once I got there, refining isn't just about turning raw materials into usable ones, it's about finding the lowest tax rates, because even in Albion, taxes are a thing. And some people charge more than I feel that they should, so I'm shopping around like a grandma with a stack of Cole's cash. Like I said, refining my stuff in Martlock and Thetford. But once I have that, I need to go make some swords. And I had to do that in Limhurst. So I decided to just travel around the map. And once I got there, it was time to craft. It was just a few swords to unlock tier 4. Should be simple, right? Well, I crafted more than I meant to, but hey, at least I leveled up, right? So good news is now I can craft my adept broadswords, or tier 4 broadsword. Bad news, I burned through all my focus points like a kid spending all their allowance the first day that they get it. See, crafting focus is Albion's way of limiting how much you can efficiently craft per day, getting extra resources back, and it regenerates 10k per day, maxing out 30k, assuming you have premium. Now, there's a whole lot of math behind this, and once I figure it out, I might drop a video on it if people want. That said, I didn't do anything efficiently, and I could have ended up with way more money, but hey, at least I hit my goal. Now, that said, I gotta get back to crafting because I used up all material to craft my tier 3 broadswords. Once I crafted my tier 4 broadswords, I also crafted 2 other items which I did not know that I would be able to craft with the same materials. So I have 3 items to play with to decide which one that I like, which is cool because as I craft more of any one of them, I get better crafting at the other as well. So what I learned was a ton, really. For starters, I unlocked tier 4 broadswords, and then I ran out of focus points immediately, twice. My biggest takeaway is that I think crafting is fun, but it can be expensive, and refining everything isn't always worth it. I think I'm gonna start buying some of my resources, but not all of them, because I like gathering. And I also gotta get better at my focus management and decide what I want to do, and also make sure that I'm using it when it hits 30k, so I'm not just wasting it, you know. In other words, I need more patience. So what is my next goal, you might say? Well, it's to gear up and start doing some PvE to get my Reaver level up so I can just start slaying mobs in higher tier zones efficiently, figuring out which items that I want to use to attack mobs with, and then try taking some players down. If you watched this far, I really appreciate it. Please drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, later, noobs.